Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to the Live Your Yes Life podcast. This is where we share our channeled thoughts, discussion, and interviews on what it takes to go from dreaming and wishing to actively living your yes life.
But first, let's introduce ourselves. So I'm Lisa.
I'm Kaela.
And we're the co-founders of Rise Leadership Circle.
We're also mother-daughter. You'll see that as we go.
You will definitely pick that up as we go along, which makes for an interesting journey, so buckle up. But we're the co-founders, as I said, of Rise Leadership Circle, and we are on a mission to help you live the most amazing life. We want you to get off the sidelines and go and create the life that you really, truly want.
So that's what we're doing in everything that we share, but especially in this episode and the next three that are follow, we are putting together a series for you called How to Get What You Want. So this is the introduction kickoff episode where we will introduce or reintroduce ourselves to you and tee you up for exactly what you're going to get and how you're going to find out that we will help you get what you want. Now, this episode is serving a bit of a dual purpose. So we bring live podcast episodes every week to our listeners and our fans. And so this is one of the weekly episodes. And we're putting together this package, this series of this episode and the next three that we're bringing after into a limited podcast series called How to Get What You Want. So you maybe have opted in and you are listening to us as the first video over there. If you are listening to us as part of the limited podcast series, we hope that you will binge this and you will get so much value out of it that you continue to hang out with us on our regular podcast. And if you've been with us for a while, then thank you so much. It's great to be with you here, and you are going to love what we are serving up over the next few weeks.
Yeah, so our goal is to just keep it really real with you over here. We're going to be sharing some stories of our lives, and we really want you to leave this podcast series lit up and ready to say yes to every single thing that you want in your life. So I want to tell you a little bit, if this is your first time here, and I know that there are a lot of new people coming in, first off, I want to say welcome. We're really happy that you're here. And I know every time I click on a new podcast, I always want to know, okay, who is this person and why should I listen to them? So one of the easiest ways to get to know us is to probably tell you a little bit about our origin story here at Rise Leadership Circle, because I know it's kind of unique that we're a mother-daughter working together as life coaches, running this company. This is our 5th year now that we are working together. And our story of coming together is really fun. It's a little woo. So if you're a little woo, you're definitely our people. I'll just claim that right out front. And I want to tell you what happened. So, 5 years ago, close to 6 years ago now, I was working as a life coach, running my own business. Kaela started doing the same thing as well. We were each independently working our businesses. And I was in San Diego. We both live in the Midwest. I was in San Diego at a leadership training. And so our plan was I was going to be there for the week. She was going to fly out and join me. And we were going to spend 3 days just sitting on the beach in the sun, just enjoying some time together. So the morning before she came, I was in a meditation practice. So I was doing one of Joe Dispenza's meditations. And I say that because if you've ever done some of his meditations, you know what I'm talking about. They are very powerful. I was sitting in the Airbnb by myself, doing my morning meditation as I often do. And I had this really crazy visioning experience. So as I was sitting in my meditation practice, I started to get a sense that there was something new coming in. And I knew it was a new company. I knew that I was ready to go in a new direction and that it was really on my heart to help women expand. And I saw in this vision that it was really about all of us together. It was about uplifting each other. It was about building community and a different take on leadership altogether. And so I even heard the name Rise. I just was buzzing when I got off this meditation.
Meanwhile, I am in Wisconsin. So she's in San Diego. I'm getting ready to go out there the next day for vacation. But I'm in Wisconsin and it's a Wednesday morning. I have a session with my coach because we walk our talk. Not only are we coaches, but we get coached. And after my session with my coach, I'm just feeling that real excited, buzzy feeling. And I thought I need to go for a walk and just kind of sort through and marinate all of the thoughts and the downloads that I'm starting to get. So I leash my puppy Murray up and we tie on our tennis shoes and hit the trails going. While we're on our walk, I am getting a lot of downloads. And so Murray, he's a puppy. He's pulling me all over the road, and I have the note app open on my phone, and I'm just voice texting the thoughts, the ideas, the brainstorm that I'm having. And when I get back to my house, I am so excited. I can feel that there is something new here. There's something big, something so excited coming through. And what I was getting is that I was seeing a circle of women coming together. And that as more and more women came together, we would lift each other up and we were all rising together. And it felt so powerful, so important. And I was asking myself, is this a new program, a new offering, or am I changing my business altogether? So of course, I did what I always do. I sat in my hammock and I called my mom. And she answered the phone.
And I was still buzzing. I just came off the meditation, was still trying to get my thoughts. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you something.
And she answered kind of sing-songy. If you guys don't know this, we have this joke that I'm an Instapot and she's a slow cooker. So I was like, hi, Mom. And she was like, hi, Kaela. Oh, I just finished a meditation. And I was like, hey, that's all good.
Like
yes, you were. Oh my gosh. You were just so in that meditative-y, sing-songy voice. And I interrupted you like I always do. And I was like, yeah. I have big things to tell you, so listen to me. So then I just proceed to share all of the things that I just saw in my walk, the visions that I was having, the exciting thing that I felt I was creating. And then she said,
that's exactly what I just experienced in my meditation.
And we just sat there in silence for a moment. It was that kind of like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Because we understood the assignment. We understood that we were meant to do this together.
I have to tell you guys, prior to that, we had never even had a conversation about like combining working together. I think I told her once before that I had a dream that we were doing retreats together. I was like, oh, I had this really cool dream last night that we were like doing retreats and there was yoga there. That had been maybe, I don't know, like a year before that happened. And she was like, oh, great, cool, whatever. But I don't know. It was just, I mean, it's not like we're running around having psychic visions all the time, you guys. It was, it's not like that. I mean, sometimes it feels like that, but it truly wasn't like that, especially back then. And yeah, she's right. We just knew. We were like, okay, I think we're supposed to do this together.
So I was already planning to come out to San Diego the next day. So we said, okay, well, we have the time and the space to figure out what we're doing. We hung up the phone. I immediately called my accountant and my business attorney, and I let both of them know, hey, I'm starting up a new business. I don't really know what this means yet, but let's set appointments for next week when I'm back because we want to get the ball rolling fast. And then the next day I flew to San Diego. We spent 3 days on the beach with our notebooks, our sand-covered notebooks, sketching out what this business, which we named Rise Leadership Circle, would become. And really the rest is history. We hit the ground running. We are so grateful that we got to work with amazing humans and build big success, not only for us, but for our clients fast. And the journey has been incredible all along the way.
It truly has been. It's been so amazing. And you guys are going to get to hear our personality styles and the different ways that we coach. And I think one of the secrets to our success, quite honestly, is how different we are. I mean, you would think being mother-daughter that we must be a lot alike, and we truly are not. As Kaela said, she's the Instapot, I'm the slow cooker. And I really think that our clients do tell us they find it so valuable because it's like getting the yin and the yang, and it's getting two different styles, but it feels a lot of times like one heart, right? We hold that one intention and we believe so strongly in everything that we're creating.
So one of the things that you're going to see that we're really good at is starting messy and then getting clarity. And I want to just speak to those of you that have been listening to our regular podcast series. If you're on the limited podcast series, then this is all new to you. But if you've been hanging with us for a while, you might have noticed that we have recently changed the name of our podcast to Live Your Yes Life. When we first started our podcast a few months ago, we knew that we were going to start messy and then get clarity as we went. And we didn't know what we wanted to name our podcast at the time. We were in a state of what I call a construction zone in our business. So things were up leveling and shifting and growing. And we knew that we wanted to start a podcast, but it just felt like we did not have the clarity. So we just started. We didn't name it. We just used our business name, Rise Leadership Circle, and we just started. And now we have the clarity. We know exactly what we're up to, what our mission is, Of course, it's the thing that we've been doing all along. We just didn't have the perfect name of a podcast for it, but now we do. And so that's why you'll see both our podcast and our Facebook group. We've had our Facebook group for over 5 years. That name has also shifted. So welcome to Live Your Yes Life.
All right, so let's go over what we're going to cover in the next 3 podcasts and why I think you're going to want to tune in and continue listening. So the first one, we're going to talk about getting crystal level clarity on what you want. So we're going to talk about whether your big dream is what you really want or whether it's what you think you're supposed to want. So a lot of times when Kaela and I are talking to people, they're so busy. I mean, particularly women, that's a lot of our audience, but you are totally welcome here. We are very inclusive. And we just find that people spend a lot of time taking care of everyone else, especially if, maybe you're a mom, or maybe you have aging parents that are older. Maybe it's a little bit of a both and. Plus, you're running a business, you're working full time. You know the drill. You've got relationships and other things to take care of, and you can feel like your dream is always on the back burner. And we're going to help you get really clear to actually spend some time stepping away from that, even if it's just in your mind for a minute, and getting really clear on what you want. So Kaela, what are we going to go over in the second episode?
In the second episode, we're going to talk about how you go first. We are going to interrupt the belief that you have to put others' dreams and timelines ahead of yours. Because actually, the way that it works is that when you go first, everything else comes along for the ride. And you're going to see that in the second episode of this series.
And then in the third episode, we're going to talk about actually funding your yes life, right? The willingness to choose it opens up the money flow. So your willingness to choose will determine your willingness to receive money. So often we hear people say, I would, but I don't have the money, or I would, but I can't invest right now. And so we're going to really show you how funding your yes life starts with you being willing.
I am so excited for this series because this truly is how you get what you want. If you want whatever it is that you want, first you have to know, is that really what I want? And you have to be willing to put yourself in the ring and make yourself a priority, not over, but in addition to all of the other amazing commitments that you are showing up for on the regular. And you've got to be able to fund it, because I can't think of a single thing that does not require money in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So we're going to speak into that because money is not a taboo topic around here. So we are super excited to take you on this journey of looking at how it is that you can get what you want, starting right where you are. This is really our magic. It's the thing that we have been doing for ourselves and that we support our clients to do on the regular. We're going to have such a great time.
Okay, so one thing we also want to share with you guys is during this series, we're going to tell you about something we're offering right now called the Yes Method. So we are really excited to take you through this mind, body, soul approach on a deeper level. And we'll share a little bit more about that as we go along. So if it piques your interest, we'll be linking the Yes Method below. You can jump in, take a look, and we hope you'll join us.
We cannot wait to be on this adventure with you over the next 3 episodes as we help you get what you want. And if you choose to join us for the Yes Method so that you can do a much deeper dive incorporating mind, body, and soul, we will see you then.
Bye, everyone.